Let's get this money rolling nice and early. Don't give order too many of these T rounds because they are dangerous as hell on that CT side, Mac.
Let's see where they decide to go. 2 sets of util for Gyro and Ali, and it looks like we are going to see a couple of the boys send it up Banana, looking to hold nade stack. That's a read. Noobster going to be copying a huge amount of damage off the back of that. The 4-man stack, the push from Avant is going to find a bit of action early. Ali very low already. Ricky tries to force them back, and there is going to be no more mid push.
Yeah, a bit of a anti-climax there as you do see order spread back around the map. They do take balcony control, and they actually force straight into B. They're trying to get this kill onto Offnu right now.
And he has managed to fall back into construction just in time, giving full control of the site, but the bomb still needs to make its rotation in. There is some smokes, which are going to be utilized to make this cross safe. Gyra, no armor though, and cops some damage, but he will cross with his life. 2 men facing here, that is dangerous. And Ustillo finds a beautiful headshot on the Offnu. Sterling wants to trade, spots that shoulder coming through, as well as the flash, which he dodges, but he can't connect. It's Ricky to find one. Quick trades from Apoc and Hazard though, as they continue to wrap in from construction.
Well, we'll do see if Azar is going to be able to get this pick here, and he does. Apoc actually connecting as well, and it's all on Ali with 6 HP.
Oh, and he's making the timing look so damn good, but it's 3 men to find, and he couldn't find a single. There it is, Avant with the first round on the board. Successful retake and a 5-on-5 post-play.
Yeah, not a bad start for Avant. A very chaotic round as well, just backwards and forwards. Moments could have gone either way, but always good to start off with the CT pistol, get a bit of that money in the bank, particularly on a map like Inferno where util is going to be pretty important. Speaking of, Gyro's got a full belt of util, so what has Order got prepared for this round?
Well, they bought into it. It was interesting that Avant came away with that one. I think they had the man disadvantage. They didn't have a very good read of what was going on. You saw Order pushing into balcony and B at the same time, but they still managed to come away with it. However, Order, a couple of kills for them. They get that bomb plant. That's going to allow them to build up a little bit of extra money, which allows them to feel a bit more confident about going for this force buy with a couple of extra grenades. Quite important on Inferno, and they're taking quite a slow approach here, Order. Waiting for any kind of pushes out of Avant, any overextensions that they can punish before they go through with the rest of their game plan. In the meanwhile, Avant's taken this banana control.
Dodging a little. A couple of pot shots coming through that smoke. Order happily holding a bit of mid control, nice and deep on the stairs as well, making sure that Avant were not going to run at them early. Now Order regrouping, sending it over towards Banana, looking for some control in this direction. Only a smoke on Hazard to delay them though.
He's going to drop that one down. There's a 4-stack over towards A, and that last smoke will be the only piece of utility that he can throw down before this execute does come in from Order. Ricky's trying to keep him honest in towards Boiler and apartments, make a little bit of noise, and in comes the execute from Order.
Sterling's just chucked down his grenade. There's no harm done to Order as a result of that. There's perhaps even an over-rotate from Avant now that they've stacked 3 over to B. Only a couple left on A. It's Noobster MP9 in hand alongside Apoc, but goes Gyra, trying to keep all 3 on B, and he will be successful in that mission, if not keeping himself alive. But that might be enough to give Order the advantage. Noobster needs to hold strong here. MP9 in hand, gets a lot of damage done, and Apoc follows up onto Ricky. Bomb plant will go down, but a good solid hold from Noobster and Apoc swings the round quite squarely in favour of Avant, and a headshot to boot from Sterling, who's looking reasonably sharp today. Well,
yeah.
A second round.
That's the kind of round that you want to see from Noobstar, you know? You don't want the stand-in to be a liability, and he was anything but there. A lot of trust being put in him. He's the only player on the A side dancing around that pillar with nothing but an MP9, and he gets that 1 kill, and he dinks another player, buys an extra 15 seconds. That's exactly what you'd want to be seeing from him. Keen to see if he's able to keep that performance up for the entirety of this series, because we know Noobstar. He's a very sharp player when he's feeling on the ball, but at times in Ground Zero, I think he was a little bit flatter than we were used to seeing. And I guess we have a lot of time to talk about that, because it seems like a couple of these Order players have pieced it.
Noobster used to be on breakaway with Hazard as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that roster. That was a long time ago now.
About 2 years ago, yeah.
Doesn't feel
Was he
that
AWPing
long.
on that lineup, or was it Andy?
Oh, I think Gyro or Andy might have been, because they had 3 potential AWPers. That's a while ago. Gonna have to rack our brains for that answer.
I think it was Andy who was AWPing. I remember thinking like this guy's going to be like the next big AWPer in Oz, and then Just pieced it into obscurity.
Yeah, well, I've played some Among Us with him lately. He's still around.
Oh, is he AWPing in Among Us?
No, I think he's playing on.
That'd be a bit broken.
He's playing
Bit OP.
Valorant for McTeam. That's what he's doing. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yes.
So he's made the transition. But look, we're here with CS. We are CS lovers.
Well, I mean, some of us more than others. Some of us haven't casted a Valorant tournament yet. That's just me.
That's just you.
That's
yeah.
just me. I'm the only CS purist here.
Was that a stab at us?
Yep.
For what, branching out and just trying to,
That's right.
you know, make a living, Jordan?
You dirty Valorant abusers.
Whoa!
Jordan, I set you up for nothing but success on CS. Remember all those calls I did for you? And you
I
got
remember.
the 3K
I got that
lobby
3K.
against Eco. And then you put it on Twitter and you were like, look how sharp I am.
I was sharp.
Yeah.
It's probably the sharpest moment of my life,
You
actually.
killed 3 pistol
And is
players.
he trying
mate.
to throw shade at us, Mitch?
Throw shade at
Is
us?
he throwing shade
I don't
at
need to
us?
throw shade. You guys do that enough yourself with your predictions.
Oh, of
it's fine.
course, of course. No worries. Well, won't be playing MM with you anytime soon.
That's
Yeah.
alright. Don't need it.
Story.
Just another player to carry. APOC is the oldest player in the server. That is true.
Rick Astley's never going to give you up. Hit
No.
number 1 the year he was born.
Don't
Well,
know about that.
I mean, it fits because he's never given up playing CS.
Can
He just
someone-
keeps going.
I don't know what song that is. Can someone link it in chat so I can quickly listen to it?
Do you guys mind if I just Google
And actually,
that song?
you know, the guy that sings that, Rick Astley, kind of looks a bit like Pilski, now that I think about it.
Oh, he does too.
You
Well, I
could-
don't know what
if you
song
just
you're
do a
talking
little bit
about.
of this, Pilski, do a little dance.
I don't think I've got any moves, mate.
Come on. Yeah, actually, it looks pretty legit.
Yeah. I'll never do that on camera though. Not for the viewers.
Anyway,
Subscribe to Pilski's OnlyFans to see.
I just want to mention,
OnlyFans.
I always get extremely scared when Gyra disconnects from the server because one time down the street from him, a power line fell down. And although he's in a different state now, so hopefully the infrastructure of the power poles is a bit more solid in the city.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm told it's not going to last too much longer, so I think
cool.
we'll be safe.
Plus 100 event in 5 different seasons. That's pretty good. Farming that MDL.
Wasn't he talking about stat padding before?
He was.
But I think he's just doing his job when he gets
Well-
that, you know, so.
I'm just thinking. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of the saying. It's something like a thief only spots other thieves or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
basically a stat padder only spots other stat padders, whereas if you're not a stat padder, you don't even think about it to begin with. So maybe Alistair really is a secret closet stat padder.
That makes sense.
We'll have to ask him when we get an interview later on.
Yeah.
If they win, of course.
If they win,
which they may not.
which they may not.
You know what I actually kind of, on the down low, want is Avant to win, because Kev does need the help when it comes to the predictions, and it would mean Pilski gets the worst of it, because he was 75% confident in order. That means he loses 75%.
I'm being robbed. I think literally yesterday I just took Kev out for a nice dinner and paid for his meal. So if I get robbed here, I'm going to be upset.
I can't believe I didn't get the invite, but that's
It
fine.
was for his birthday, Jordan, okay?
Well,
When's your birthday?
you didn't take me out for my birthday either.
That's true.
Exposed.
Sorry,
Expose.
Jordan.
Well, game's live, boys. So let's jump back into the server, see what's going on. Bit of chip damage with the nade early onto Ali. Order again. Still just on the pistols early. And Avant with a 3-2 split. Just looking to play some deep lines and hold some control of the map.
Yeah, I think they're off to a good start here, Avant. This is where you want to be on the CT side of Inferno. You want to be heading into this anti-eco or anti-half-buy round. They've got pretty good utility. They just need to keep guns up now. Maintain that advantage. Make sure that they're just getting off to that nice 3-0 lead with a strong economy. Now the push into jungle. It's mostly been deflected by Sterling.
Oh, that's very well, nicely done by Sterling and APOC, and interestingly, good flash thrown in by Noobster as well. So definitely seems to be integrating into the roster quite comfortably thus far. Although I will hold my predictions and all my reservations still in check until I see a gun round here from Order, to be honest.
True. Haven't managed to get that full gun round together. Only the Force and now the half-buy. We'll have to wait till the next round. Flash over the top to send Gyra out the balcony, and he does make it into pit, actually.
See what he can do with the Tech 9 at this range, though. Tapping away, managed to get some good damage onto Sterling, but not able to find a kill yet. One head hunted. Hazza certainly has the accuracy with the M4 at that range, and he will manage to trade it out. So, I guess okay damage, considering it was just some upgraded pistols from Order, but we head into round 4 and Avant starting clean.
Well, into that first gun round, but yes, I will agree with you. Their money not looking too bad at all. Full utility on all of the boys. They've got that AWP on Sterling. So pretty much the best start you could hope for Avant. As for Order, though, have kept them a little bit honest. There is potential for them to take this gun round, potentially take another one following that, and start to run away with the game a little bit.
Oh, that's a great start for Alistair. It really should have been Sterling's frag, shouldn't it? But Alistair just a little bit too sharp this time.
How does that work? They both shot each other through the wall, but Alistair gets the kill, even though he shot second. It's interesting.
Maybe,
interesting CSGO moment.
Maybe he's just better.
Okay.
I guess.
They'll try and force their way up bracket now with the timing push from APOC. How has he gotten away with that Valiance? He's going to try and push their way up Dig now onto Noobstar.
Oh, and he's not going to have much time to play with either. Tries to get back to cover and at least will fight for his life. Not quite able to get the second Val on 21 HP. All 4 of the Order players very low. And Hazard may know that, but even so, he's just going to send it back towards the B site. Look to save. And Order should secure their first.
Yeah, a bit of a roughie there for Noobstar. It almost looked like he might be able to hold the fort. If he gets 1, 2 frags, it could have been doable for Hazard. But retaining the AWP is the name of the game. You almost wonder, what could that one grenade from Hazard have done? If he would have tried a retake, if he would have fanged it in there as Order was rushing up through Dig. But not the case. These are questions that we will not get the answer to. But a little bit of a question mark now over Avant, because first gun round has gone the way of Order. You might not say it was entirely clean, but they've still got 4 guns alive. So I'll be too disappointed with that at all.
Yeah, outcome was good. Going to build up that team money now, and you do see Avant. Unfortunately, no loss bonus for them means that they're sitting a lot of them around 3k. So it was a leg shot, and then Alistair gets a one bullet kill.
I think Alistair just hit him through the corner of the wall as opposed to through the half wall.
Wow, that's filthy. Those are the kind of shots you see from Alistair all the time. Just smoke shots, wall bangs. He's so good at like intuitively knowing where a player might be and, you know, being able to shoot in the right direction without actually seeing the player. He's always been really good at that. It's a special skill.
Oh, that's a really good grenade as well. Lands right on top of Hazard. Sterling with the AWP already down to 44 HP. So he is a little bit worse for wear, but he's in the perfect spot to cause a bit of a ruckus because Order turning their attention toward Banana. Usillo just wide swinging is going to offer an easy target for the AWP. At least that's information now for Order as to where that AWP is positioned.
I was just thinking to myself, wow, Order's doing such a good job. They're all anti-flash. Surely the flashbang comes in now, and then Usillo just rolls around the corner. Now the rest of them rolling into the B bomb site, Mac.
Yeah, perfect timing for that flash as well. Sterling can't see a thing, and he's going to be forced straight back into con. That should be the site, and Sterling, at least with the AWP, might be able to find himself a wall bang alley. Bit of action on the other side of the map as well. Actually, no, it's straight over the top. He was posted from the top of oranges there. They're still thinking about this one. Noobster has that Zeus, which he seems to want to use, but he's going to be over on the short side, outside, back towards CT. Not sure if he'll find himself an exit. Doesn't have anything to carry across into the next round, so he may as well just hide in the corner.
Yeah, very unlikely that they're going to be exiting towards CT when they know that Banana is clear at this point. Alice is locking that angle down.
So far, not so bad from Order. See how many guns they're going to take out of this. The smoke comes onto CT to try to let them cross. Nice timing from APOC. Does come around the backside, but good adjustments from Order, and they do keep, once again, 4 guns up there towards the end of that round. So very strong T-side economy here from Order, setting themselves up for success, and this is where the grind begins. This is where Avant, they go into another buy round. Now they've got a little bit more loss bonus built up, but Order, like we said, has got a strong economy following 2 pretty solid rounds where they keep 4 players alive. Now Avant's got to get these clean CT rounds where they build up a little bit of cash and start stringing rounds together. Otherwise, Order is going to start to take emphasis over this half, trade rounds back and forth, and then they move on to that dangerous CT side.
Early molly into apartments of Avant. They're going to have Sterling gazing down mid with the AWP, which was still carried across from that other round. Now, can he find anything? It is just going to be the standoff alley. Waiting for him to peek a little bit wider, but that won't happen. Order. Control of the holes. They're not going to worry about Boiler. There is that CT molly that's been thrown in that direction. It's a matter of timing as the flash comes out. There goes the wrap into dig. Val actually lands on the fence instead of airstrafing around the corner, and that's going to allow Noobster to find himself the double. Sterling comes in to take out Ustillo, and that's almost the whole hit dealt with in a matter of moments.
I've got to say, Noobster's been reasonably impressive so far. You almost don't notice him, which is exactly what you want coming in as a sub. And I think some of the frags that he's been getting have been pretty damn solid, especially with the rifle when he's traditionally been an AWPer. So he's doing a good job, doing a number onto Order, and being quite a helping hand for APOC in defending that A-bomb site. Now it's Jyra and Alistair, though, to try to salvage things for Order, and they are fairly close to the A-bomb site. They've actually retrieved the bomb as well, but they don't really have time to rotate off to B.
30 seconds. Clock starts to tick down, and great patience from Avant, not going too wide. Jyra trying to bait out any attention, any over-aggression, but it's not going to happen. Avant extremely thorough in the hold. The smoke allows Hazard to go a bit wider, and Jyra tries to go for the plant in the smoke, and he's not going to be allowed to do anything as Hazard mops up there, creeping through Graveyard around the edge of said smoke. And there we have it. Avant back on the board to keep it at 4-2.
Would agree with you, Jordan. Pretty good performance so far from Noobstar. Hazard as well. Nice little 2K to close it out. I believe he was the highest rated player for Avant in that MDL series, which is always good to see. You think of Hazard as a bit of a win condition for Avant. To be honest, sometimes he goes missing a little bit, but when he's on, he has some pretty big impact for this team.
No AWP this time for Order, and Alistair's been getting a lot of work done with that early on in the round, so we'll see whether or not that impacts their chances of winning here in round number 7. Good util usage to keep Order at bay. They've progressed up mid, but they haven't gotten into brackets just yet, so it'll take them a little bit more time to get control of that, and in the meanwhile, Ofnu explores Banana. So Avant playing that push and pull game quite nicely here on Inferno.
Fortunately, they rotated off the player with the smoke, so they have brought Hazard back over, as he does have the utility to be able to delay a little bit more. Ofnu instead moves over towards that speedway area, but as Order start to throw some utility to be able to retake Banana, they will sort of just move into a more standard setup towards B once again, as Hazard continues to hold on to that smoke as this clock starts to tick down, and Order seems like they're sizing up this A-bomb site. They've had pretty limited success over here so far. Sterling is AWPing from that dig position. Let's see if they're going to be able to make it work this time. They have the wrap smoke onto jungle, and they're going to start moving through that part of the map.
Yeah, Sterling just put down the smoke in carpets though, so APOC's not going to be too concerned about that angle for the moment. Nice grenade landing on top of Sterling, but he's still a turret with the AWP, and APOC hiding in the smoke, a double kill. Can't hang on for all three. Ricky gets rid of him, but that is more than enough work done for Avant to win the round. Noobster gets himself a freebie onto Jyra, and that'll be that. A 1-on-4 here for Ricky. Not winnable with 12 seconds left on the clock. And best case scenario, he's going to be able to do some economic damage. Looks to try and plant the bomb, but that makes it all too easy for Sterling to put another kill on the scoreboard for himself, and 5-2. I mean, Avant are off to a banger of a start.
That's a classic APOC play. I've never seen something more APOC. Just sitting in the edge of a smoke, being a bit cheeky, finding the 2K, and Order. Bit of a upsetting round to be losing there. They're going to be taking a timeout here as their money's a little bit skew with. And Avant do have an opportunity here, should Order take a bit of a save to build up their cash. If they can have a pretty clean round here, it would be fantastic for them on this CT side. Yes, they did lose a couple of rounds, but they're well and truly back on top now.
I think that actually was a counter-strike from APOC, because I've been told that Order are notorious for going for the old smoke peekaboo place. Just sitting in them, waiting for the smoke to dissipate and trying to have that advantage. So APOC being in...
I wish that didn't exist.
Yeah, it's true. But it is so fun to do. It is so easy as well. If you know you're in the shadows, you just have that huge advantage. But that time, APOC, he was in the shadows too.
He does his best work in the shadows, Mac. I'll tell you that, mate.
Ooh, how do you know that?
Do you want to explain yourself, Bilski?
Please
he's a bit of a smoke criminal, I'll tell you that. He's really good at maneuvering around those smoke grenades and doing some cheeky stuff and finding some timing pushes.
Oh. Sharp dig coming out from Jyra to crack open the round and give Order a man advantage. 3 with armor. Only Gyro with the helmet there as the boys from Order try to make their way up mid. Avant reacting by retaking that banana control, and they're going to be able to clear that out as well. Great rotated smokes as Sterling spots them trying to make their way to Archers. There's an opportunity. And who's that? It's going to be Noobster stuck in Graveyard, but it's a strong place to hold from. He's hitting everything with the rifle. Ricky shuts him down, baits out the shot as well, and they're going to try to filter onto the site. That's a plant now coming out for Order.
It's a little bit rough indeed for Avant. Sterling had his opportunities, but seems that it may not come to bear for Order. A good headshot from Ricky onto Hazard, but red armor, all important for the CTs in a round like that, and put to good use by Hazard. Again, going to say I'm liking it from Noobster. He doesn't look like he's feeling the pressure at all. He's hitting his shots, doing what he needs to do, and Avant receiving the dividends as a result of their investment. 6-2, looking very, very good. The money maybe not quite there for the CT side just yet. You'd think 6-2, they'd be a little bit more wealthy than they are, but... Well,
that's what happened last round, unfortunately. Sterling didn't take that first shot, didn't hit that mouse one fast enough before the quick switch. And, you know, that one extra pistoling player getting a little closer. That's a bit of an impact for Order. Double nade onto T stairs. Ricky goes down to 15 right off the back. Not where you'd want to be. See what Order do reply with. So far, this T side from Order has been very slow pace. You know, things have been really running down the clock. They haven't gone anything a little bit on the quicker side, apart from that apartments bus, which went completely awry. They got completely shut down going for that quicker play towards A. So once again, a slower crawling pace. And I'd say Avant, you know, they're holding a lot of this utility. They're leaving Hazard solo over towards that A bomb site with a whole belt of util. Order now take this bracket control a little bit more. It's only used to Lotus poking around, and he's done a fantastic job picking up APOC there. That has a lot of impact. Keeps 3 players over there towards the A bomb site. Now Order picking up the pace here.
It's an important duel to win for Hazard. If he drops like that, even despite the fact that he's used his util on B, Order's able to just run on in. He does fall to Ricky. A bit of a bait and switch this time from Order, and no trade yet to come through. But what is off Nuhav in his back pocket? Nothing but holes. The shots go right through him. And I'd say that should be Avant to save. Now, Pilsky, I'm interested in your opinion because you were mentioning in the pre-show that you thought Order got a lot of work done traditionally on the CT side. So what is the pass score for them then on T, right? Because so far it doesn't look like it's going fantastically for them. But very quickly that can turn around.
Yeah, you just wait for the next round or so. I mean, once again, a lot of these rounds they're winning, they're surviving with 4 players, and they're keeping their money really strong, and that's super important because they're giving themselves more gun rounds, more opportunities to get across the line, and they keep pressuring Avant's money. And all it takes is this tipping round where, I mean, this is it, to be honest. You're looking at Sterling, he's going to have to drop 2 guns potentially. Hazard's going to be able to buy out, but Avant's going to have nothing. Order wins this round, all of a sudden I feel like they're kind of leading this half. Yeah, they'll be down like 6-4 or something like that, but in reality, you know, they're going to have their opponents on that singular eco into a weaker buy in terms of the utility. So this is an extremely important round, and even if Order don't win this round and they just get Avant down to like 2 players surviving, they still keep that window open to go for that reset potentially even harder. And then I think it's a pass score just done. That's ridiculous. Ricky is not even on Sterling's screen, and he's been able to kill him. Please fix this game. Mac, take it away.
What's the law of angles? He was closer.
It's that left eye, right eye peak dynamic.
Bit of that, but also Sterling was closer to the corner, so he doesn't have the advantage. Come on.
But I hate it. I just hate that's how it works, because you see kills like that where, you know, one player just dies and they're not even on his screen.
That's how angles work in real life too. Maybe not the left eye, right eye peak.
Fix real life. I don't like
maybe if you only have one eye, like if you've only got a left eye and you've only got a right eye, maybe then, yeah, but...
You feel it.
What are you, a Cyclops then or something?
Well, I think a Cyclops has to have the eye in the middle of their head. I think that's how it works.
It's kind of like what's going on here. However, it is going to be the double stack at New Box, laying in wait, and that's going to be 2 of the 3 remaining players for Avant. Now, as that goes down, they are aware that there should be another player over here. Has it been that B-site anchor? They realise it, and they slow things up. Now, they're going to send Ustillo on maybe a bit of a mission towards A. Let's see if we can find anything, hear anything.
This is great patience from Order. This is such an important round for them to win, and I like that they're not just rushing it. They're making sure that they're keeping all their eggs in the... Well, not throwing all their eggs in the basket, just keeping them close to the chest. do have the rotation back towards the A-bomb site to 100% this round. And, you know, you don't see that from many teams in Australia. That's more of a Renegades kind of play for the most part. Definitely Order and Avant have the experience to be able to go for those kind of plays. But most other teams, they're just running into B there and giving themselves a chance to lose that round. And this is a very important round to win. So I like that Order has just made sure they 100% this round. They don't throw anything away, and they're going to be able to pick it up. This is going to put a lot of pressure on Avant's money here. And they're going to be faced with a bit of a decision to make, to be honest. I would say that they should probably just deagle around these two guns and try to do a little bit of damage to Order and give themselves an outside shot at winning the round rather than full committing. But maybe Hazard just drops a rifle and they try to force buy. But that's where you get into that slippery slope when you've still got 5 rounds to play.
Yeah, it was such a great start for Avant, and now it seems to be getting pulled back a little bit by Order. You know, some of that maybe honeymoon period, just the momentum at the start of the game, it really has kind of disappeared for Avant. I mean, I say honeymoon period, it's not really, but
yeah.
You know what I mean, though.
Well,
like, it's
that's
like,
the thing, though. You know, you look at the round, it will be the force buy, or not the force buy, but the full commit in terms of the buy. They're going to go down to an MP9 and a FAMAS. They've only got 1 Molotov, though, and mollies are really important on CT side of Inferno. So they're definitely going to have the work cut out for them in terms of holding down some of those angles of just chucking the mollies. Those could be round-deciding utilities, so...
Well, speaking of, I mean, a lot of util burned early on in the round here for Order to take control of Banana quickly, and that has worked out perfectly for them. Hazard drops Sterling through the flash, misses his shot.
Oh, big nade.
Nice trade back, though, from Offnu. So, in the end, not quite as sweet of a prize for Order as it could have been.
Well, I'd say they're going to be pretty happy with how things are going, unless Noobster finds the best timing we've ever seen. Oh, he might have just done so. Only 1 kill, though.
You'll take it. You'll take that, I think.
He's going to back it up, and APOC just goes on the aggression as well.
Oh.
Look at all these timing pushes, just untraded. Avant have now got the man advantage.
And Ali just not ready for that, had the big green and was unable to use it at all up against an MP9. Now, 2v4, nade as well to do a little bit of extra damage, make this just a bit more hard for Order to win. And they are going to go path of least resistance, though. Offnu pushed very advanced down Banana. If he does lose this engagement, now Order have a chance, but he does not. He holds the fort and finds both the remaining players for Order.
Jesus.
There it is, 4 alive at the end, and Avant find a 7th.
Where did that round go? You know, Order, they got that first pick. They were in 5-on-4 mode. You could tell probably Gyra or somebody was talking. They were making the calls. They're thinking, all right, we're going to set up this way. Everyone's pulling their grenades out. All right, I'm ready for the execute. No. Avant's just pushing into them. They know they're in a 4-on-5. And even after they find that 4-on-4, the more timing pushes come out. They push into Dig. They push into Banana. And Avant, they bail themselves out of a very difficult situation there. They pick up 2 AKs, and now they have a much better buy than the last round.
Another twist and another turn in this matchup where we thought it was going to go back the way of Order, but Avant now have another chance at kind of strong-holding on the CT side of Inferno.
Yeah, it wasn't a round that I expected them to win, but it definitely makes this half a lot more competitive, and it's definitely chipped Order's money down quite a bit, so we'll see if they're going to be able to dig themselves out of a tough situation here.
Well, Ali pre-scoped through halls, just trying to find an opening, but Avant, they've got that double arch set up instead this round, and it's all up to Noobster with a FAMAS to hold if we do see the bust through Carps. But that is not what we're going to see from Order this time.
Yeah, there's been a lot of kills where Avant are kind of taking an aim duel and an Order player's dying and there's no trade potential. I've seen that a couple of times this half where Order, like, you see where Gyra died, like, he's over towards the right side of Banana. They've already taken that Banana control, you know. I think some people would kind of characterize that as an unnecessary peak sometimes, where you're just looking for that Coffin's kill or you're looking to try to get into that corner where you could have just held on to the Banana control. Either way, Order going to try and walk into this B site. Hazard's going to dump a bit of util just as they come into the site and try to fight from the new box.
Gets the flash in from Offnu, who will subsequently find a bullet to the head. Ricky slipped into CT
Wow.
and got all the way around through construction. Hazard was ready for the duel, but Ricky just a bit too sharp this time, and, well, Order make an entry onto B look pretty easy with that execute.
Yeah, a bit of a weird round. It's like they kind of just walked in on a timing and found a couple of good opportunities to pick that player over towards Pillar and then wrap around through construction. So good opportunity taken there by Order. going to move up to 5 rounds for themselves. But Avant, after the good work that they did in the last round and holding on to these weapons, should be able to buy into the next and keep this competitive.
Oh, look at that. Nice and thorough as well. Flashbang at CT to make sure Avant don't get any exits. And there you have it. 7 alive in the server at the end as the Order keep 4, Avant keep 3, and Order find themselves a 5th on the board.
Keen to see if anybody's going to be tested in terms of the money towards the end of this half. As we head into round number 13, Avant definitely running out of cash here. This wouldn't be a fantastic round for them to lose heading into the last round of the half or second last round of the half. Order a little bit better in terms of the cash. Once again, very responsible. I like that you highlight the flash to cross in towards CT. If there's one thing that Order has done phenomenally this half, it is just take these rounds and keep the guns alive and just keep that economy rolling. Very, very rarely have they had to take any ecos.
None of that stat padding which Ali was talking about earlier. No one chasing down the kills.
Once again, starting to take a bit of banana control. Couple of HE nades, and now the flashbang that netted them a pick last time as they apply a little bit of pressure. A little bit of pressure towards Halls as well as they flash Sterling off the angle, at least for the time being, and try to pressure in towards brackets here.
And with that flash, I think they're aware of the setup Avant was trying to play, so they'll slow things down and just make sure nothing's happening here at mid. Big nade onto Ali, sends him down to 60. Gyro copped one earlier, so he's on to 69. And Order now keep that bomb moving up towards bracket, maybe back to banana. It's going to be a 3-2 split, but where do Order head in the end?
Well, nowhere at the moment. There's a smoke that's gone over to the B-bomb side. A couple, in fact, one towards CT and one towards coils. So Order rotating in that direction. And Avant do have the 3 players over here. Noobster just checking out CT spawn, making sure that there's no one working their way around the world.
Oh,
but
no.
He's going to be able to set up a flash or 2 for his teammates. And
Molly
here
on
comes
Hazard.
Order. Off Nu, holding, waiting. Gyra goes down early on in the piece. Molly not going to be too effective because Hazard drops his smoke right at his own feet. Order looking like they're in all sorts of problems. Noobster gets a 3K and Hazard gets himself another one there as well. Avant up to 8.
Order, they execute that site. They throw the CT and coffin smoke to try to bait the utility out of Avant. Noobster had a smoke and Hazard had a molly and some counter flashes. They don't throw a single grenade. After those 2 smokes come out, they don't panic at all. They just hold on to the utility until the last 25 seconds. And then as soon as Order goes for that second wave of a hit, smoke comes down, molly behind the smoke, and Order can't do anything.
Is that what you call a chef's kiss?
That's a chef kiss of the utility. That's a chef kiss play. And, you know, I was saying it like 2-3 rounds earlier. A Molotov can win you a round on Inferno. So can an AWP on Sterling. Finds that first pick, and Order start to pick up the pace towards Carpets, but Apox just got the timing. Noobster's got the timing as well. Dear God, this round's falling apart.
Yeah, it seems the half is starting to fall apart a little bit for Order as well. They've gotten to 5. It's not awful, but it could have definitely been a lot more. There was a few key rounds that have slipped away from them, and this feels like another one of those that's just slipping away, has slipped away, really. Off Nu, hiding behind Car.
Ooh, Ali jumps back over towards Broom and cops even more damage from that nade as well. But he will survive. Let's see if he can get anything done with 46 HP, a rifle, and a dream. It's looking unlikely.
It's another one of those rounds where Avant kind of peek into Order and win an aim duel, and it's not traded. And then another aim duel is won by the CT side pushing into the T side, and it's not traded. And it just continues downhill from there. Avant are being allowed to just push into the Ts who are running their default and find picks, and they're not traded, they're not answered, they're not anticipated. It's been a real thorn in Order's side this half. For all of the good work they've done, taking some of these sites, keeping the guns up, they've been pretty much picked apart by basic pushes.
Double stack in the smoke for Order, and if Ofnu gets his timing wrong, might just be caught out by that. But footsteps now definitely going to be heard by the 2 defenders on B. So rotations coming across, as unlikely as it is to be required. Gyro goes down to the molly, in fact, and Avant are up to 9. We head into the final round of the half with Order having a pretty bad economy, and Avant everything they would like.
Avant just had 2 Molotovs still at the end. With 15 seconds remaining. He managed to use them both at the perfect moment, and Order couldn't really do a thing.
Yep. It's great utility usage, great timing pushes. I think, look, I don't want to call anything, man, but I think Avant's kind of looking like the better team in the server, at least on Inferno.
Yeah. But how often do you see that where you watch a game and it's the first map and one team looks just so much better, and then you go into the second and it's a complete role reversal?
This is a flip-flop matchup, man. I'm not talking about dongs, as we have it in Australia. Just goes back and forth each way. Another kill goes towards the CT side. Spam straight through the smoke. Completely unanswered, completely untraded. And again, Order has just copped a whole bunch of utility damage. They've copped a pick against their favor. They have to respond. They don't really have a whole lot to be able to respond. Handful of grenades and some pistols. They're on struggle street, man.
Oh, big pick from Ricky on the line just in time and takes the head off Hazard. Now, often only has a flash to play with, and he's not seen any rotations come out from Avant. So let's see if Order go for the bust or if they double back with Ustillo here on the dig at mid. No, Sterling laying in wait at Diggity, and now Order may just accelerate. We'll see what happens.
Just on through right now, but a tough angle to challenge with pistols. He'll drop down, giving away his position. Valiant's down early, though. So Order into the side. It's a 2-on-3. Gyra trying to fight aggressively. Knows he needs to isolate some angles. Ricky takes some damage as well, opening up the aggression from Banana. It's not looking good here for Order. They're both stuck by Barbecue, but Ricky provides himself a little bit of space and he gets towards construction. Watching that angle. 2K from here, not going to be easy. APOC low HP though. First goes down and Noosa right into the headshot as well. It's a 4K so far for Ricky. The final round of the half, and Order might be able to get away with a 6th. Sterling, surely no chance here as Gyro finishes it off, and that is why they call him Big Pick Rick as we head into halftime. Order get themselves a 6th. Is it enough? We'll find out after this.
Tell me if it's over, come a little closer. We should take our time to think this damn thing over. Should we grow closer? Should this be over? My heart for your mind, probably we should start over. Tell me if it's over, am I your lover? Are we going solo? Or is it polo? Her face is saying don't go. I'm acting like I don't know. Tell me if it's over, come a little closer. We should take our time to think this damn thing over. Should we grow closer? Should this be over? My heart for your Will you follow me under when I'm crumbling? Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here.
IEM Beijing 2020 really feels like it's hanging in the balance after that last round of the half order. If they would have allowed Avant to double digits, felt like maybe they gave them a little bit too much leeway, but Big Pick Rick coming up with the goods in that final round. Pilski, how much does that give you? 6 rounds on the T side of Inferno. Are you confident with their CT side?
Seems pretty good. We'll see whether they can get their money rolling. That's the biggest thing, right? For any team on the CT side. Game gets a lot easier once you have access to an AWP, once you have access to all of that utility and the Molotovs. If you're constantly playing these gun rounds where you have, you know, 4 to 4.5k or just under 4k, something like that, that's when things get 10 times harder. So we'll see what kind of a start they get off to, how clean some of these rounds are. For all we know, Avant takes the pistol, they take that first gun round, and Order's just never able to get going. But we'll see if they can avoid that landmine. Avant starting to group up in towards the carpets. 2 sets of util here on APOC and Offnu. Getting ready to send them out of A.
Look at the positioning, though. 1 in Grave, 1 at Broken Wall, and 1 deep over towards Moto. So this is a solid setup if Avant jump out into pit, and that looks like exactly where they're going. Let's see if the wrap comes out. Has a sharp shots. Ali and Gyro hit back, though. Snoopster keeps it even. Stevens, Gyro down to 5 HP. Rotation starting to come through from Order. Gyro 2 more on minimal HP, and it's all up to APOC. No armor, but he finds at least the first 2 remain.
Well, that could actually end up being a round-winning play from Gyro, getting those 2 frags. If he goes down for free, then it's a 3-on-2 here, favouring Avant. But now APOC needs to negotiate a battle against Valiance and Ricky himself. He's at least going to be allowed to get the bomb plant down, but Order will take the opportunity to creep forward. Flash goes through. Valiance now spots out APOC for the headshot connected, and Ricky one-on-one lands a couple more. APOC's down to 7. Knows that he has him low and plays the timer here. There's time as that bomb ticks away. APOC finds the angle, but not the shot, and Order will just barely win the pistol round.
Just back and forth, crazy rounds as APOC almost clutches in the 1-on-3. But a big hold from Gyra gets it done as Ricky finds the final kill. And if Order can put these anti-eco rounds on the board back to back, we will be at a 9-9 scoreline. That's still time away. And where to from here? What do Avant do going into the second? Oh, we've actually seen the purchase, the buy-up. 3, 4 Galils. Not a 5th, though. Noobster goes for the utility instead with a Deagle. Let's see if Order is going to be ready for this one.
Yeah, like you did highlight, pretty limited util in favour of some of those Galils, which can make it quite hard to navigate your way around the map. It's really the surprise factor that might be what makes it work for Avant, and it seems like Order caught a little off guard, trying to scramble back into position, and luckily they get that smoke down on top bracket, and Avant are unable to force their way through it and have given up the game that they have gone for that Galil force. So Order a little bit more aware of what they're playing against here, and they do maintain that man advantage, at least in this situation, not losing a player as they scramble back out of bracket and into a more default setup.
Still a fairly explosive start to the second half. There's another one from APOC and a lot of damage from Alistair, but he will actually fall to Hazard. And so now onus is on Gyro, but he can't get it done this time, and Avant just blast through the A bomb site. That'll be their round. Order has to save, and all that they're actually saving is a couple of MP9s and a bit of util. It's really not a whole lot. It's not really much of a prize to take through.
That's just bullying from Avant. It's essentially what it was. They just forced their way out of Boiler. No respect, just went out there, took those aim duels and won every single one of them.
I'm interested to see how they're going to integrate Noobster into this T side, you know, because he's obviously a bit of an unknown quantity in this Avant roster, and he did, I thought, really well on the CT side.
Dude, he's doing fantastic. I got to be honest, like, there's some stand-ins, particularly if they lack a little bit of experience, they can look lost,
indeed,
you know, but it seems like he's just kind of going with the flow. He knows what he needs to do in certain situations. He's got his head screwed on right, and that's what you want to see. And we do know Noobster, I mean, he's been playing for a long time. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to sort of make a bit of a case about, is that a lot of the time we see a stand-in for a roster and it's someone that hasn't played Counter-Strike in a long time at the top level. Maybe they were used to be on a top team, or they're a bit of a veteran in the scene that sort of pugs and does that sort of thing here and there. And they come back into one of these top rosters and they just get absolutely obliterated. But this is a bit of a different case where Noobster, I would say, even still within the last 6 months, might have been in a top team. He was on Ground Zero 6 to 12 months ago at the very least. So he's kind of still match fit, it kind of feels like. And that, I think, is what you're starting to see here, is that the difference between someone that hasn't played CS in a long time versus someone that was still at the top end of Counter-Strike competition here in Oceania, integrating into a roster and feeling a lot more comfortable. So, yeah, definitely no concerns from me, but just interested to see if he can keep that up on the T side, where I think it will be a bit more difficult than on the CT side.
Well, we'll find that out as we do get deeper into the half. For now, Avant making a whole lot of noise, but Order not rotating at all. One player, that's going to be Ricky, close range with the MP9 in apartments. You've got Val here as well, close to mid alley, looking to take some contact there. Wow. That's going to be a nade to finish off Ustillo and could actually allow Avant to go straight back. But the timing of the smoke is perfect here.
You seem pretty well aware that someone might be playing inside of that. Just waiting for it to dissipate. A couple more aggressive positions, and as long as Avant are trading out these kills and the close angles aren't caught off guard by them, they should be totally fine in this round. Alliance and Alistair both connecting though. Only one traded back. This is kind of falling apart for Avant. Now rushing through carpets. Ricky's able to pick one up as well, and it's into a 1-on-2 for APOC. Alistair in a close position. Could punish this plant if it's not off the site.
Oh, APOC needs to swing around and hit a sharp shot. In fact, Alistair decides to hide behind the pillar. He's going to push forward, but doesn't actually roll around the corner, waiting for the 2-on-1. APOC under pressure from the util. Headshots, though, are going to be connected, and I was going to say such a winnable round for APOC. Didn't have time to do it, but there you go. Hindsight is 2020, and 11-7 is now the scoreline for Avant in what looked like it could be a difficult half. They have started to put together something that will potentially punish Order.
Well, that's what APOC tried to do on the pistol round, is win that 1-on-3. This time he's done it, though. Nice little spray down. Had the upgraded firepower, more so than that USP. Many more bullets, many more headshots is what he found, and another round for Avant.
Well, I did say I had 75% confidence. Might be dwindling a little bit. Avant's looking pretty damn good, lads.
Now, this is also Order's map choice. So factor that into your considerations as well if you're just tuning in.
Ooh. Sharp shots from Offnut. Avant dealing with the eco of Order very well so far. Hazard with the Mac 10, very expendable, and he's going to farm up some dollary dues. 2 picks into the B site, should just clear everything. And you can see that bomb starting to make its way across alley, unable to go for the peak there at mid. Offnu sharp as nails as he finds himself a second, and this should beat the round. I think Noobster might have just spotted Ustillo at the end.
I'd suspect he has. He's heard him at the very least. The toes, though, going to get clipped. So Noobster unfortunately doesn't have too many of those left. And apparently, toes are very important in keeping your balance. Did you guys know that?
Well, did you see the pipes? The pipes there on Noobster's screen were looking pretty solid. So solid that he couldn't shoot back.
Yeah, true.
Only one gun lost. Not the worst in the world. Pretty solid anti-eco from Avant. They move up to 12-7 with a fantastic economy behind them. They're probably feeling pretty comfortable right about now. In Order, they do put a decent buy together. Tac Pause comes out. Looking at the utility on Order, they're definitely not going to have access to everything. They're going to be limited on those kits as well. So we'll see how they do navigate through these next couple of rounds. Because Avant, they got 2 or 3 gun rounds worth of economy in the back pocket there. So it's going to take a little bit of a grind for Order to start to get rolling here, and they're not going to have access to everything they want in this gun round.
Dire straits indeed. Always a bit of a back and forth matchup though, so I wouldn't necessarily close the book just yet. Might be a couple more chapters yet to be written here by Order if they can pull something a little bit sneaky off. They've gone for the investment this time. Pilsky, as you said, not exactly where they want to be, but 4 Molotovs, 5 smokes.
Just the one kit though.
Almost enough to feel okay.
If this comes into a late round retake or something like that, and Alistair goes down somewhere where the kit's not retrieved, that's where things could start to get dicey. 3 players towards Banana as Order. They dump the majority of their utility very quickly to try to take that Banana control, and they are starting to get it, but Avant has other ideas. There's the mid-round peak from Alistair that we all love to see. And Avant, I think they were going to pick up the pace anyway, are going to start to head up dig. He does connect through the wall, and Avant, they don't actually force it, instead rerouting back towards jungle side where Gyro lies in wait towards Speedway.
It'll be interesting to see how this one pans on out. Hazard with the bomb in hand, 20 HP, and a double stack in CT from Order.
Dangerous push there as this wrap again starts to come through. Maybe Avant hit Order with the taste of their own medicine. Ali going to be stuck on the back of side as you still can't cover. And not like this. You still only with 1 on the trade, and we go back to 3-on-3. Gyro swinging Val there as well, finds 2, and it's all up to Sterling in the 1-on-2.
Well, he's not a bad player to have in a 1-on-2. Admittedly, AK in hand, but even still, I actually rate Sterling as a fairly sharp rifler. So this is more than doable for him. Another one that goes down to a 1-on-2, and surely Order will not let it slip this time. It could have. It was definitely 2 1v1s for him.
Yep, Crosshair was positioned correctly.
Ricky wasn't in a position to trade that out either. He was still coming up cups.
That's a big round for Valiance. I think the man was going, 4-13, hadn't really had much impact on the game. Big 3K in that round. That's a very important round for Order to win. They did only have 2 players surviving, though. This is exactly what you want to see from Alistair. The confidence. That's what you need to start seeing from Order, because let's be real. The T side, I wouldn't call it lifeless, but definitely a little bit slow to get started. A lot of rounds where they're kind of just getting beaten by dry pushes. That's not what you want to see from Order. You want to see them start to get a bit of fire rolling, start to get pumped up, and start to take some of those confidence peaks that we know that they definitely can get away with. They have the talent to do it.
A lot of util into Banana again from Order. Again, 3 players over there on the CT side. But Avant negotiated quite nicely until the nades start to fly on in. And this time, it gets the better of Hazard.
Avant, again, losing a player reasonably quickly into the round. They did a pretty good job of turning it around the previous retake. Utility into Banana from Order. You do see Valiance is inching out, seeing if anybody got pushed forward by it, but they're not actually taking that Banana control. Again, more util being dumped towards the top of mid from Order. Just trying to keep Avant out arm's length until they can get into a bit more of a comfortable setup. Double smoke on jungle side from Order. So that's 1 less smoke that they'll have to work with. And Avant applying more utility pressure towards bracket do start to sneak back towards beat.
Let's see if they can infiltrate the site. Solid setup from Order here. Val on top of oranges. With no utility remaining, Rick just needs to take contact and help his teammate out. Unfortunately, Val's going to be spotted on the entry, and now Rick just needs to buy some extra time for these rotations. Has almost a lineup and does find 1, but is that going to be enough as we head on to the 3v3 for the retake?
It's all about these flashes. The flank as well going to be pretty important. The duel between Alistair and Offnu could make a bit of a difference in this round.
Not peeking down Banana just yet, ready to fight with his team. In
Great
fact,
flash.
ready to take the peek into CT spawn. Again, Noobstar feels like the one that's having all the impact for Avant. Even though it was Offnu to get that first kill, it was Noobstar's flash. And Alistair is just going to have to go scurrying back down Banana. Hopefully he likes banana smoothies.
I love that. I love that from Avant. That's a great post plant. Like, you see so many teams. You just look at an old mate with a flash in his hand, not doing anything with it. You could just use those $200 grenades to win rounds like that. So whenever you see a team pull it off so cleanly, just solid fundamentals like that, flashing in towards CT spawn, in towards main, it just fills me with so much happiness, because so many teams, especially, these Oceanic MDL teams, they don't use them.
Yeah.
They got everything they need to win that round. They just don't do it. But Avant, they do it in an important round too. That really screws with Order's money and puts Avant in the driver's seat to close out their opponent's map pick it back.
Let's see if Order try to hit back. Ali, the wand, looking to swing up some magic here. However, it is just going to be the standoff again between him and Sterling. Who peeks first? Oh, there it is. This time, Ali has the advantage and somehow gets away with murder. Sterling just unable to hit the trigger in time.
Definitely pulling a rabbit out of the hat there. He was peeking into Sterling's angle. Makes it work nicely, and that's exactly what Order needs when they have a buy like this. Alistair to have impact, and he has been pretty good so far in this map. 11 and 15. I feel like doesn't really do him justice because a lot of those frags have been impactful ones, but this time Noobstar, I mean, you talk about impact. This guy is a sub. He's playing for a
Put him
position
in
in
the
Avant,
team,
it seems like right
Chuck
now.
him in the team if he keeps playing like this. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I think he is the kind of player that could probably fit into a top 4 roster and no one would necessarily blink an eye.
Depends. Depends if you get this Noobstar or you get the Noobstar that we've seen on Ground Zero, sitting there for a couple of months, not really fragging up to this level.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that little bit of an extra push to
for
get that motivation.
Yep. Definitely looking like he's motivated here.
I mean, I wonder if for Avant this is a situation where they've gone, okay, well, we'll use you for IEM Beijing. We'll see how that goes. And, you know, if we like it, we like it. If we don't, we don't. That's fine. But the unsaid word there would be, this is your tryout. This is your trial. Well, obviously, it didn't happen for Versa.
He's really impressing everyone at the moment. Doing a whole lot of work. Gyra close range with the AWP. Is he going to be able to save it? Oh
no, don't do it.
They seem to be aware.
He's going to try? Surely
no, he just jumped across, used the banger to try to maintain control of the AWP. And that one is going to work out. Ricky coming in on the flank. They realise that he's not here, so the tension for Avant will turn back in the other direction, and he's going to try to get anything out of the round, which he will not. And there you have it. Avant going into round 23 with such a large advantage in terms of economy, and no AWP in the hands of Alistair.
Yep. He's been one of the main pieces for Order, who will take attack timeout. Once again, not really access to very many of those kits, trying to scrap some utility together, but not getting full belts of utility, as this has been a bit of a back and forth half. But for the most part, Avant's been getting the better of Order, and even though Order have been winning some of these rounds, they haven't done it convincingly enough to get that CT economy rolling.
It's the power of the mustache, Pilski. Did you see that thing?
That was COVID facial hair if I've ever seen it.
No, that was a choice he's made.
He doesn't even need to wear a mask anymore. The mustache covers his mouth. No germs get in. It's fine.
It's definitely a choice.
Like that.
Yeah, it's just, you know, bit of a filter. It's good.
All right, I didn't know that.
That's some kind of like swamp monster where he's breathing through his mustache. It's just quivering as he's inhaling. Disgusting. Either way, do have Order. Could be potentially their last buy round if they don't pick up the pace here. It's going to be very hard for them to get back into this game. Avant's got a little bit of cash behind this as well. About 3k in the bank for all the lads. Aggression towards Carpets, punished mostly by Offenu. You do see Alistair try to get out of there, but Noobstar once again on point, stepping into the limelight. He's in the perfect position to punish that rotation back, and now a big opportunity for Avant to set foot on this A-bomb site. All they need to do is choose to do so. As Gyra, he's getting into Library, the push down Bernardo. There is a timing window here for Order, but they missed it, I think.
It has us certainly covering the flank for just long enough, and they surely realise Ricky's going to be coming from the same position. The man's been rotating aggressively pretty much all games so far. However, it looks like Hazza is not going to be... Oh, he does. Okay. Knife out. Nice little air strafe to check it, and has all the info in the world.
Well, Ricky might be in trouble now because there is still a lot of time for Avant to hunt him down. And as you've already said, Mac, they know exactly where he is. You can see all 4 of the Avant players headed in his direction. They know if they take this M4 out of his hands, how impactful that's going to be. And Hazza gets his man. 15-8. This is looking comprehensive now from Avant as well. It's not even just a win that they've sort of eked out on Inferno. It's actually going to be clean single digits victory.
I would argue the whole game's looked pretty comprehensive from them, to be honest. They've looked like they've been in control the whole time. They've been taking very confident duels. And winning a lot of post plants and things like that. Even some clutches in there. They've just looked like the much better team in the server, at least in this map.
Well, ask the question, has Noobster just been stuck in ELO hell in GZ? Has he not been given the opportunity to shine? You know, he slept through a few games, he slept through a few rounds. He didn't this time, he's on time.
Look, I gotta say, you know, this is the kind of thing you see sometimes where it's like the first game for a player in a team, and he's playing real good. Yeah. And then they pick him up, and then the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, he doesn't play like this.
Of course. I've seen it before as well, I have to agree.
Yeah.
So
if he plays like this, like if they pick him up and he keeps playing like this, put him in the team right now. Seriously, if he plays like this all the time, chuck him in there. Yeah. But look, I've seen a lot of Noobster on Ground Zero, and I got to say, it didn't look this good.
No. but he's looking good now. So credit where it's due. Definitely a big part of why Avant is performing so well here on Inferno.
Yep.
And Apox creeping close. Salistar does just get his smoke down in time. Maybe a little too late. Avant goes straight through it. And now it's up to Ustillo, who decides he wants to push in through carpets, get into boiler even. But what does it matter? Avant's on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just brute force their way in there. They know how they have superior weaponry, superior utility, and they're just going to utilize the numbers. They're looking sharp up, creating all those opportunities. Now into a 5-on-3.
And this could be the end of it. Okay, again, Order looking to be a couple of smoke criminals. MP9s through said smoke, and it's going to be Sterling for the double. One for APOC, and there it is, 16 on the board as Avant take map number 1 of the series.